Have you ever felt the quiet hum of not being enough? It doesn't start with a crush. It starts with a stroke. A glance at a pair's achievements. A ranking. A number. We live in a world meticulously sorted by merit. The beautiful brutal idea that where you end up is precisely where you deserve to be. On one hand, if you succeed, you earned it. And by the same crude logic, if you stumble, you deserve that too. Failure isn't an event anymore. It's a verdict. My verdict was once delivered by a scoreboard. I was a member in a team of Shenzhen, team of Guangdong. At my peak, I was ranked 7th in the nation. Since I was 8, my world was a 78-foot rectangle. My identity was a tennis player, and my worth was winner. I loved winning. It was a thrill, a drug. But I needed to ask you something tonight. A question that began to haunt me. Is all winning success? Before I was 14, a ghost moved in with me. The ghost of, what if I lose? The moment he whispered, my feet would turn to stone. My swing, once a whip, became a calculation. I stopped playing to win. I started playing not to lose. I sacrificed a lot for not having a toxic thought. To ease the pressure before I have a big game, I will wear the same outfit that I wore the last time I won. On my most anxious days, every single accessory, shoes, socks, trousers, shorts, underwear, jersey, tennis cap, tennis bag. Even my phone case had to be the one that I believe will bring you up. The one that will carry you through. For a young tennis player, there's also an unspoken ritual. You lose, you walk off the course, and you know what's waiting. Parents, sharpening the knives, ready to tell you everything you did wrong, so you learn quickly. You better look devastated. You better look like you care more than anyone else. Because if you don't show enough pain, they'll add more. We were children. And we know that winning meant safety. Losing meant punishment. So, of course, we tied our entire existence to trophies and medals. That was the only value that was ever reflected back to us. I remember a national semi-final. First set, fluid, fearless. I won easily. Then, the ghost spoke. In the second set, my only mission was to put the ball in. Safe. Don't miss. Don't risk. I was no longer a player. I was a calculator. A terrified one. Of course I lost. After some time, I was sitting in an Uber. I didn't just cry. I literally breathed. I was so angry at myself, not for missing shots, but for abandoning myself, for letting the fear of a future outcome destroy the joy of the present point, and cling to the idea of winning. I guaranteed my failures. That loss was my boundary, and my breakthrough began with a single radical act. I pressed pause. I pressed pause on the entire script of what success was supposed to be. I had to break free from the presumption that my value was a trophy. I had to erase those old voices, the ones that only spoke in scores, and replace them with my own. For so long, my world has been small. There's only tennis and study. No time for friends, no time for anything I actually wanted to do. The hours I could call my own Almost none. Then I entered high school, and something shifted. My world opened up. I discovered there were lots of things to do that I can spend my time with. Speeches, books I actually chose to read. I even picked up football again. A sport I abandoned years ago because I was told it was too risky, that I might get injured and lose the court time. I quit tennis for almost a year. I started to remember who I was before the scoreboard owned me. So when I returned to the court, I made a decision. I wanted to be in charge now. I don't want someone else telling me what I should do, what I should feel, what my game should look like. I redefined success, not as a result, but as a quality of attention. Success became, can I right now be in the present moment? Can I choose to hit it with purpose, towards that spot, with courage, composure, and confidence, even if the heart is pounding? I shifted from being obsessed with the scoreboard to being in love with the process. And a strange thing happened. My world opened up. I saw that the winner taught class culture I was in. It's everywhere. In our schools, in our companies, we glorify the summits and ignore the broken climbers. We produce winners who live with awards and anxiety, champions with medals and emptiness. We are creating a world of brilliant outcomes and broken people. So, how do we rebuild? We rebuild by redefining the champion. A true champion isn't just someone who wins. A true champion is someone who, win or lose, returns to the present moment, who finds resilience not in the absence of fear, but in the choice to act alongside it. You cannot dictate it into someone. You can scream for compliance, but you must whisper to be a champion. It takes patience. It takes communication to reach the part of it that is horrified. The part where they become the ghost who tells them constantly that this one contest, that this one exams, that this one loss is the final verdict of our life. But here's a liberating truth backed by simple science. We are all terrible forecasters of our own futures. At every age, we drastically underestimate how much will change in 10 years. Things that feel life or death today will fade over time. The person you are right now is as temporary as all the people you've ever been. This isn't meant for discouragement. It's the ultimate margin for error. It means a setback is only a data point, not a destiny. It means you have the permission to press pause, to break the boundaries of today's expectations, and to redefine. So, my invitation for you is this. Look for a rectangle. Find the arena in your life where you've been playing not to lose, where the ghost of expectations has made you cautious, where someone else's voice still echoes louder than your own. It might be in your studies, your career, a relationship. Then, take one courageous step. For the next 10 minutes, forget the scoreboard. Play the point you're in, not the championship you imagine. Have the idea. Have a conversation. Try the idea. Be fully in the efforts, defined not by its outcome, but by its integrity. Your life is not a leaderboard. It's a series of present moments. True success is the courage to meet this one right now and play with the whole heart. That is how I break the boundaries. That is how I become a champion for life. Thank you.